it just looks like they're going down a very South African style in order to get to this Holy Grail. They're just sacrificing so much to get there, of what made them so attractive as a proposition in the first place.
This is like the transformation of Leinster DNA before our eyes, is it?
Yeah, like there's a couple of things at play because it's late in the day. They went after Finlay Bealham. He said no. Tom O'Toole, he may have been interested, but the RFU weren't keen. So then they had to go not NIQ, non-Irish qualified. Taniela Tupou was the big name. He would have been...
Yeah,
like he would have been up there with Jordy Barrett and RG Snyman.
Well, I thought the day that Barrett was being unveiled, it was going to be him.
He was next, yeah. So, but like, you know, Joe Schmidt is convinced. He's 28. Joe Schmidt's said to him, "Look, you're my guy." So he's stayed with Australia, which is fair enough. So then you're in early June and it's getting close to deadline day effectively because everyone's got their squads locked in and you're looking around and Slimani's not being retained by Claremont.
Oh right, okay.
As far as I'm aware, Alatoa has been signed to replace him. So it's
revolving door.
He's 34. He last won a cap at the 2019 World Cup, so he's not currently in vogue in the French system. He is a straight up, straight down French scrummaging tight end prop, and he's a very good one. Like, he's a really good scrummager, but he will not give you any of the stuff that you expect from Tyke Furlong, Andrew Porter, Michael Alatoa, who was specifically recruited out of the Crusaders because he played a similar style. And look, he wasn't the best scrummager. He's actually had his best season for Leinster by a mile. He now looks like the complete player. He's 2 years younger than Slimani. You wonder whether maybe some of that money that they've given to someone else that could have been, like, I think retaining him now looks a much better prospect than it would have been a year ago when they signed him. But anyway, he's gone, so they had to replace him. And it just strikes me that they've gone so far away from the Leinster way or the Leinster DNA over the last year by hiring. That's basically under Lancaster. They played this unbelievable all-court game. Everyone is a footballer. Everyone's on their feet. Incredible patterns of play, brilliant attack, but it didn't get them over the line. So when he left, or when they decided that his time was up 7 years in, they go, right, we're going to get this guy, and they go get Nienaber. And look, I think it's a fascinating recruit. I'm not criticising it necessarily, but they're going in such a different direction. And I think signing Rabah Slimani is of a piece with that. So you see them in the final, and they nearly win the final, playing, you know, dominant scrum, kick chase game, defence. Attack doesn't get them enough points, but look, we'll get there in the end. Slow poison, we'll grind Toulouse down and we'll drop the goal at the end to win it. They miss it, they muck up extra time, fair enough, but it was so close to working. You know, they're signing big names for next season, partly to get bums on seats at the Aviva, but even Jordy Barrett's going to be kicking goals from 60 metres next season for Leinster. Leinster will be taking the points from everywhere next year because they've got Jordy Barrett in the team. It just looks like they're going down a very South African style in order to get to this Holy Grail. They're just sacrificing so much to get there, of what made them so attractive as a proposition in the first place. And I've guaranteed that most Leinster fans won't care if they're in, Cardiff next year, winning the European Cup with all these boys on board. But I just don't... Slimani's such an interesting recruit because he is a 34-year-old scrummager from the top 14 who will be very valuable across the URC season in terms of being destructive and keeping the show on the road in terms of giving them platform. But he doesn't fit their system, and he's a very different player.